How's it going, everybody? Moses here with another Wolson build guide for you. And this time, quite a different, pretty unique build. A lot of moving parts. I'm going to try and cover everything. So let's get to it. I am using a pistol as my main weapon to enable ranged attacks. This is the pistol. It took me about, 2.7, 2.8 thousand greater entropy orbs. It was a real pain. I ended up getting something sick, so it was kind of worth it. The only thing that I would change in this weapon, if I could, would be elemental ailment. But it's what it is. That's what we got. It's not that terrible either for us. So pretty sick weapon, and also shield to enable attacks and to enable block and block efficiency that we're definitely using in this build, and to allow us to cast Anomaly. Anomaly is a spell that requires willpower to use, so we always got to spend some of our rage in order to cast our Anomaly, and it will create these circles that pulling enemies, giving us some CC, but most importantly apply stasis. And stasis is an ailment that slows enemies down and enables these couple nodes right here, Time Weaver, which time cannot heal, and differential wounds. These will make enemies take another random roll of your original hit 1.5 seconds after you hit them. So if you hit an enemy for a random number, let's say 100,000 damage, 1.5 seconds afterwards, if they are under the effect of stasis, they will have another random roll of the same hit that you hit them. So essentially doubling or 1.2 multiplier to your overall damage if an enemy is under stasis. An extremely powerful couple nodes over here. So we definitely want Anomaly in our build, and the only way to get it with a shield is to get an Anomaly shield. These are extremely rare. I got very, very, very lucky, and as soon as I dropped this, sometime a week and a half ago with the Mage, see, it's like 139 eye level. It's not even, it's just, I did a Carousel run, and in one of these runs, I dropped it, and it's like insane. It also has good block chance, block efficiency. We got that ailment resistance score instead, but outside of that, I mean, this shield is pretty sweet. And yeah, apparently you cannot craft it with Genesis stones. Unfortunately, you have to drop it from these random runs with untainted. So yeah, they're quite expensive, these type of shields. I hope you guys can find yourself one, but if you don't, then the build will not be so different if you use a catalyst, which is something that a lot of people are doing. But yeah, for our build, we are using an Anomaly shield to enable attacks. For our attacks, we're only using Sovereign Shout. I was using the Leap Wings of Ishmir, but I decided to go with Mark of Impurity instead. Yeah, so let's go through the concept. The idea of the build is to stack as many elements as we can so we can get Immortal Offering happening. Immortal Offering is a buff. When enemy dies under the effect of any of our elements, we are going to get a damage buff lasting, I believe, 15 seconds. So it's quite a long time. And in our build, we can apply, thanks to Grievous Afflictions, two instead of one ailment. The way in Wolson that ailments work is you hit an enemy with an attack, and based on the highest type of damage in that attack, you will also apply an ailment. For example, if your attack hits for 100, out of which 70, the highest damage, is toxic damage, then this attack will apply poison. Poison is the element of toxic type damage. Yeah, so essentially, it's not that complicated. All you got to do is look at the skill, and the skill says total damage right here, and then physical damage, rend, poison, fire, and frost. These 5 types of damage compose this total damage of the skill, and then out of which the 2 highest ones are well, physical, but in a second. It's rend and poison. Physical is an attack, but it doesn't apply an ailment. Okay? Rend and poison will. Fire will. Frost won't. Because frost is just freeze. It's not like an ailment that you can stack on an enemy. If an enemy is frozen, it's frozen. Physical, if an enemy is stunned, it's stunned. There's no ailment stacking happening. But rend, you have bleed, which is damage over time. Poison, you have toxic, yeah, poison stack. Toxic, it's like poison stacks, and then it's like damage over time, so you can stack these. Alright, so if we're looking at the skill, it says poison, it says bleed, 2 types of elements. Over here, we got wailing arrows. It's a cooldown skill, but only 3-second cooldown, and it does an insane amount of damage. I recommend you to really kind of like spam it whenever possible, because it's a big AoE. It lasts a very long time, and it applies both burn and bleed on the enemies, which is damage over time, and also just deals a massive amount of damage in a big area of effect. Alright, so we have our Havoc Orb, our Wailing Arrows, which is Poison, Bleed, Burn. Avenger Auto Turret will give us Shock, converts the damage to lightning. Right, so we will have lightning damage is going to be our highest, and then rend, so lightning and bleed, shock and bleed elements, and then stasis off of Anomaly. And also, because we are shield users, we are also blocking in a very reliable way. So we will also use Sacred Oath in Praetorian, which will enable us to apply 2 weakness stacks whenever we block an attack to the targets in a 7-meter radius. So everything around us is going to be, it's a very powerful node. Not only we're going to apply another ailment type that we normally can't, because in order to apply weakness we need to deal sacred damage, which we do not, but it's also another damage bonus to Immortal Offering, and weakness allows us to, make the monsters deal less damage. So it's a defensive buff on top of an offensive one that we're getting off of that. So there's a whole bunch of elements here, and it's pretty easy to track. Like, it's not something that we need to actively do, except just activate the skill and just use our buttons and spam, and make sure that we have all the stacks happening at the same time. So we'll get poison, bleed, burn, that's 3, shock, that's 4, stasis, that's 5, and weakness, that's 6. So 6 different types of elements guaranteeing a massive damage bonus off of Immortal Offering. Alright, that's kind of like the concept of the build. Outside of that, we are of course scaling crit. So we will go to the wild card, big crit chance over here, and crit damage. Of course, we'll take Kabbalist Power of the First Men that will apply more ailment stacks, 50% chance to inflict twice as many ailments as you would normally. We will go to Insidious Decay, which gives us 2 ailment stacks inflicted additionally, and then the path to it gives us plus 10 to maximum number of element stacks. We also have these 2 nodes that gives us maximum number of element stacks. Our original core value is 10, and then we're getting plus 10 and plus 10, so that's 30 available number of stacks, maximum number of stacks on a single enemy. Yeah, also on the tree we are picking up Salvatore Anchor and Elevated Gains. We are using a heavy chest and a heavy helmet to double the resistances that we're getting off of these items, right? So pretty massive damage reduction overall, from 74% to 86%. Thousands and thousands of defensive bonuses coming off of the resists, thousands of resistance scores. for our damage reduction. I'm also liking the trifecta heavy, heavy, and heavy. And over here I'm using like a bruiser, which is health and life. Health and resists. Over here another heavy. Over here another heavy. Over here bruiser. When it comes to the stats on the gear, there is some attack speed. Mostly try and stack ferocity. Here we got ferocity, rage and willpower cost reduction on both gloves and shoulders. Alright, material damage whenever you can get it is a pretty substantial damage buff, because all of our damage is material, and this is like a direct multiplier to our weapon. It's really, really, really strong to have material damage increase whenever you can get it on the gear. Over here we got just toughness and rage and willpower cost reduction. I could, go for better shoulders, but the health regen can go into well, I guess no, the crit chance could go into percent damage. But shoulders, there's always going to be either health regen or resource or something. I guess it could be attack speed as well. Yeah, over here I got wisdom, but these rolled so well in terms of resistances that I kept the wisdom, and also wisdom is not a terrible thing to have. You see 685, 711, so it's like 26%, am I correct? Maybe not. 16, no, 26 percent damage coming off of this. So, I mean, it's not terrible, and also ailment chance score coming off of wisdom. This is the only slot that I have wisdom on, so I guess that's fine. For the rest, we just have ferocity, toughness here, ferocity. On the pants, I currently have agility, but I'm trying to get better pants, because attack speed is not that necessary in our build, because most of our skills, you see, they're cooldown skills, right? The only one that's spammable is Havoc Orb that benefits from attack speed, and for that I don't need to invest, because it's a pretty decent attack speed anyways, as you can see, and if we do that, it gets even a slight increase in attack speed bonus. Outside of that, we are getting the Bestial Frenzy. I'm planning on getting the 5% because this is a multiplier and it's pretty strong for each nearby enemy. Very, very strong, these two. But again, we're kind of like this. The tree is very, very spread all across the board. So I am picking up the block efficiency. If you don't know, you got your block chance, which is the chance to block an attack, and then the efficiency is the damage reduction of a blocked hit. Okay, you don't block 100% in this game unless you have 100% block efficiency, which is impossible to get. So on the shield, you do want the block efficiency, and there it's like it's not a multiplier, right? It's not like a flat added to 41 plus 10, that's 51. No, it's like a multiplier. It's 10% increase. It's a very hard thing to scale. Incredibly hard thing to scale, but in the future of the build, this is why I'm getting, we got block chance, block efficiency over here. There is a 25% all resist score after you've blocked. I'm planning on taking this. There's a 20% block efficiency node over here that we're taking. There's a couple of block efficiency nodes over here, and if I pick these up, my block efficiency will be roughly 50%. Maybe slightly less. So yeah, maybe we'll get this on the support sockets instead of crit. I'll definitely consider doing that, probably even definitely instead of that transfer time reduction, we can get block efficiency here. But again, when it comes to like the min-maxing optimization of the character, we're not there yet. Okay, this is just like kind of like a concept idea video of the build for you guys to see what I've been working on. The mage has been a great, awesome, fun build to have. I've been having a blast with it. I'm also considering not using Furious Appetite. I don't know if it will work, but if we can, then it will save me. I can connect through here 3 points, and it will save me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for 3. So additional 4 points, so that I could pick up 1, 2, 3, and 4. A lot of crit chance. There's also 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. A lot of crit chance, crit damage here. So, you know, we're still missing a lot on crit chance, but even with that, my crit chance is roughly 60%, which is not terrible overall. But yeah, that's kind of like the build. That's kind of like the idea. We are picking up 200 max willpower and rage because of this node right here. Damage per unspent rage points, and 35 rage generated on kill, keeping us topped off. Sometimes, because of this node, we have some issues. You know, when we're killing stuff, we're not getting willpower, so it's hard for us to apply stasis, and that's a big deal of our damage. So I'm still, you know, getting used to the build. 67, I mean, I literally just spec'd into this build. Even when it comes to, you know, the strongest node or modifier in Mark of Impurity, this is the first time I'm using it. When it spreads to surrounding enemies on death, I still haven't gotten it, so this is just like about to happen next level. As a matter of fact, let's level it up. I don't need to wait. Where are you? Mark of Impurity. There. 38. And we're getting a point, and yeah. So now it will spread to nearby enemies. When it comes to the actual skill modifiers, the important thing here, you know, we're getting movement speed, we're getting CC immunity, so when we're frozen or stunned or whatever, we can just press that, and then we're immune to all crowd control, and it's a 5-second cooldown skill, so there's no reason to ever be frozen during a fight. And it's nice because it gives us rage, it gives us attack speed, cast speed, movement speed. Cast speed doesn't really matter, but of course, you know, movement speed and all that kind of stuff. It's a really solid skill. And then, yeah, I mean, here we could have gone for, I mean, another turret, but it's not really a turret build. It's more just to be able to apply lightning, you know, shock. So we have that going. It lasts for quite some time, and we can deploy these pretty much on the regular. Just make sure that one's up at any given moment to be able to stack the elements. Okay, let's do just a quick, I don't know, when it comes to the difficulty, I've been doing like, I was at the 90s, but I think we can do 115 pretty easily, but let's try. I mean, I'm not sure. Champion something, CC, maybe that's not a very good thing for us, CC. Crowd control reduction in duration because of stasis, right? So blood ring, 25% health to enemies, bleed, okay. Crit, damage resist. Trailing Aether, Lightning Bolts. Let's go with the crit damage resist. I could try and do an Untainted run. First time I'm doing this, but yeah, let's go. Let's just try and see. I'm sure I have enough damage, but I'm not very practiced with the build. Like, I'm seriously just trying it out right now. So, I mean, I don't know how that will go. But basically the idea is to, yeah, it's also weird not to have like a movement skill. Alright, cannot really move too much. Alright. What happens here is that I'm not really getting the oh, this guy's dead. I'm not really getting the weakness. So yeah, this is what's going on the left side. You can see all the different stacks we're getting. There's fire, there's toxic, there's lightning. And yeah, the idea is that we're going to be able to have all the, you know, all of the available stacks, but currently I think I'm missing something. Maybe even a couple. This is sacred damage. Oh yeah, okay, so this happens from weakness, and we should have lightning happen. Again, I'm still not quite practiced in, let's roll this over. Still not quite practiced, and again, you need the enemies. um, I'm sure in a couple of days I'm going to be a master of that. Oh, there you go. This is now having all the stacks happen, and you see like the tooltip just skyrocket kinda. Um, the rare all the stacks happen. In order for all the stacks to happen, I need to block. So if nothing is like attacking me, there's nothing that will block. So the weakness stack, having all 6 is going to be quite rare because I need to block. But oh, see, that's like I dodged his attack because I was crowd controlling me and I saw him trying to hook me and I used the shout. Alright. Not really sure where the boss is gonna spawn from. Alright, we got him. Maybe he's gonna spawn from the other side. I have a feeling I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, when I'm blocking something, like you're gonna see all 6 happen at the same time, but yeah. I turned on the crit damage number just for the sake of this video, because I normally don't play with crit damage numbers. It's too much clutter. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to go this way. Zach, right now I don't have enough willpower. Wrong way, unfortunate. But there is a dude here, so... I guess it didn't come in time. There's stasis. There we go. All stacks are available now. But yeah, right now I got nothing to kill. So all of this damage buff is, yeah, it doesn't matter. The downside of the build is that, I mean, I guess I could put Wings of Ishmir instead of this, and then I'll have like a leap kind of skill. But I think that, you know, on a 5-second cooldown, when you're getting a 25% move speed bonus, maybe it's, and immunity to crowd control, I think it's better overall. We didn't get another point, but yeah, the skills will level up. So you see we got fire, we got rend, and well, the purple one is stasis. No lightning. We'll have lightning now and weakness. This dude is here. I think I need to open with the rain, and then a turret, and then stasis. You see, it does a lot of damage. Like the rain actually does quite substantial damage. So yeah, this is kind of like the build idea. Took us about 16 minutes. What was it? 110? Yeah, so this is how you get these shields. You just gotta hope to drop a shield that has Anomaly. That's how I did mine. It dropped rare, and then I turned it into a legendary and got lucky. I think it was with the uh, I don't remember exactly what I gotten. Maybe the block chance or something like that. So yeah, guys, this was it for this video. Let me quickly do some vendoring. I am upgrading some rares into legendaries. I've been upgrading. I did a run with my Bleeding Edge Warrior in 187. Just picked up 187 eye level bases, and then throughout this afternoon, evening, I was upgrading rares to legendaries, just doing low level runs, leveling up this character to 60 and equipping items slowly. So yeah, we got another shield. And then these are now pants. So we're going to turn these pants into legendaries. Guard by its boss. So yeah, that's how I've been doing. Increase item quality all the way up to 5 stars because it determines the base of the resistance roll. And it's 187 base, and then it costs, you know, quite a lot. But yeah, that's why I'm broke right now. But yeah, it turns into a legendary, and then we craft on that, and that's how I created every single one of my items. See, 187 5 stars, 187 5 stars. That's basically how I did all of the armor pieces, and this is something that I had from before. So pants are going to be the next. What is this? Just some garbage. Oh, that I do need. And then yeah, essentially, I'm not sure if you can get Anomaly with Genesis stones, but what you could do is potentially get similar build instead of Anomaly, Aether Walk or Aether Jump. Aether Jump can be crafted with a shield and Genesis stones, and you just need to socket in a Genesis stone, and see, allows the bearer to cast. So you know, you just roll these and hope for this one's Thunder Strike, and then you hope for Mark of Impurity. You get the idea, right? So you just hope for one that has Aether Jump, and Aether Jump gives you oh, there you go, Aether Jump right there. So if you equip it, you can now, instead of that, get an Aether Jump. An Aether Jump gives you stasis. Enemies near the beginning and end teleport are inflicted with stasis, and this is 100% chance, so you can get stasis this way, right? So it doesn't have to be an Anomaly shield like the one that I dropped, only this one just kind of like dropped. Outside of that, this shield is kind of garbage, but I'm actually happy that we've shown you basically you socket an item with a Genesis Stone, and then you use greater entropy orbs on it until you hit the spell that you want. All right, so this is the build. This is the build guide. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm going to keep you guys updated when it comes to this character's life and optimization and min-maxing of the gear. Thank you very much. Subscribe to the channel, leave comments, like, it helps with the YouTube algorithm, cost you $0. Check out the stream, we're here all the time, throw me a follow on Twitch, drop by, say hi. Thanks for watching.